Let's shift focus now and talk about the race to White House. Months ahead of U.S. presidential elections, the streets of America are witnessing nationwide protests on not one, but two major issues that are also on the ballot this time. On one hand, we have rallies for abortion rights. On the other hand, thousands are protesting U.S.'s foreign policy towards Israel. And in the middle of it is Joe Biden. Before we break down Biden's political dilemma, take a look at these visuals from the Big Apple, where pro-Palestinian protests have rocked New York University and Columbia University. Police has arrested hundreds from across campuses as the administration resorts to classes in hybrid mode till tensions de-escalate. Similar demonstrations were also seen at Yale University in Connecticut. Students across universities have set up camps demanding their educational institutions divest from Israel-linked military weapons manufacturers. US President Joe Biden has faced severe flack for his unwavering support to Israel as the West Asian country continues to blanket bomb Gaza for more than 6 months now, killing over 34,000 Palestinians in the enclave. Analysts say that the mounting criticism against the incumbent can have an impact on his vote share, especially in swing states where votes of the Arab Muslim community can swing the mandate. While the humanitarian crisis of Gaza has been a global issue since October last year, there is also trouble brewing at home, a crisis of a different kind which has divided the people of US since 2022. Abortion and the great pro-life versus pro-choice debate. Ever since the US Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade 2 years ago, protests from supporters and critics have made headlines time and again. Pro-life Republicans are in favor of implementing a blanket ban on abortion with some exceptions. The left-leaning Democrats, on the other hand, have shouldered their election campaign on promises to establish rights to get an abortion. In several states, including Florida and Arizona, abortion rights are slated to be on the ballot in November. Citizens will cast their vote to decide what the state's laws on abortion should be. And there is no doubt that the Democrats' camp, led by Joe Biden, will put out all the stops to capitalize on the party's stand in support for abortion rights. But these two contrasting scenarios for the US president raises critical questions.
It's time for the speakers and some of my Republican friends in Congress for blocking this bill.
Now, to take this further, we are being joined by Jonah Blank. Mr. Blank is a former foreign policy advisor to President Joe Biden and also a senior journalist and author. Mr. Blank, good to see you again. Hope you're doing well. Now, currently there are two hot debates going on. One is, of course, the abortion debate. The other is the US's foreign policy towards Israel has come under question. Now, the polls we have been tracking show that the abortion debate is somewhat favoring Joe Biden, but at the same time, what's happening in Gaza is also in a way impacting adversely to the blue camp. I want to ask you, how do you assess this push and pull just 7 months before elections?
Yes, well, thank you for having me. These are probably the two major issues on the Democratic side. There are several others on the Republican side, and they affect overlapping constituencies. So the abortion question is almost certainly going to be the most important one for Democrats, because after the Supreme Court's ruling, there's a very good chance that any Republican administration that Donald Trump might head would severely restrict abortion throughout the whole country, not merely for those states where Republican governors and legislatures have already placed severe restrictions on it. Separate from that is the issue of Gaza, where a coalition of Democratic bases, Arab voters, Arab American voters, Muslim voters, progressives, younger voters, people who are very concerned about human rights, are very agitated about President Biden's response, which they feel really has not taken account of Palestinian identity and safety and humanity the way they wish. The crucial thing here is that these two constituencies are not the same. President Biden has already lost a great number of Arab American voters, Muslim voters, who are never coming back. And progressive voters are alienated by his policy in Gaza, but very much on his side for abortion.
All right. All right, Mr. Blank, thank you so much for getting all those insights from Washington, D.C.
Thank you.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.